First and foremost, all praises, glory, and honor goes to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the elder apostles, that great millstone that taught us this truth. Salutation, all Yakim. Pushing his word day in and day out, all right? So doing this quick lesson, man, I saw this brother right here, GMS Qadar. Banya Howada, he's a brother, dark-skinned brother with the glasses in the main camp in New York headquarters, all right? Headquarters of GMS, man, with our apostles and elders on down. Okay, he did a beautiful lesson. I only watched the first 8 minutes, but this is the spirit, man. Because he did a lesson saying that warning Russia threatening to take out U.S. internet and GPS connection. Black Swan event, all right? And we know if they take out the internet, that's going to take out the power grid because everything is internet based right now, okay? And that's a spirit because not last night, but the previous night before. So I want to say this was the night, I guess you could say the 26th going into the 27th. I had a dream, man. I had a fucking dream that it was a blackout where I was at, but I was okay, man. I was able to drive still and, maneuver my way around town, And it looked like the city I previously lived in. Okay. And I was good, man. I wasn't tripping at nothing. That's all I remember from the dream, man. I was just good. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't like bugging out like everyone else was. Everyone else is bugging out, tripping. Women had the look of disparity in their eyes and shit. Desperation was at an all-time high. And I was good, man. And this brother just did this lesson, man, confirming that dream that I had was an actual vision, man, through the spirit, I believe, man. Okay. Why? Because I'm doing the will of the Lord, man. I'm prophesying on the highways and edges. I'm doing what these sit-down lessons. I'm doing what I got to do to make my calling and elect sure, right? And the same thing for the brothers that are with me and you brothers out there that may be watching. So, and then in the dream, I had a vehicle, it was like the vehicles I used to drive. I used to like to drive what they call slabs, big bodies, like Cadillacs, Buick Rivieras, what they call gangster type cars from the old school, maybe like the 90s, early 2000s maybe. And I was driving one of them type cars, man. And I was good. I was like, the car was fresh. Everything was good, man. And we all know in the blackout or in the EMP event, these cars aren't supposed to be working because they all got the chip in them. But guess what? My car worked in that time. All right. So, I was debating whether I was going to do this lesson because, the dream wasn't too detailed. I just remember bits and pieces of it. And it was crystal clear, like I was actually living in it. And, I wasn't going to do it at first. But then when this brother did this lesson, I'm like, oh shit, man, that's a spirit, man. I got to do it then, man. The Lord sent me a sign like, okay, yeah, you got to do this lesson now. So I said, fuck it. Let me just go on with it, man. Okay, so says Russia is likely mapping underwater internet cables. A NATO official said, which they know. They don't know. Yeah, they are. You got fiber optics, underground cables all throughout Babylon. So if they could do it underground, they definitely could do it underwater. The country is also believed to be behind flight GPS interference. So now's not a good time, man, for you passport bros to be flying cross country, man. Because you got all types of GPS interference. I actually had a dream of a plane crash, man. That shit crashed, it flew right over my head, then crashed, right behind me or in front of me. I want to say behind me. And I was running, the shit was, collapsing right over my head. And most of Babylon is on the flight zone, man. It's in the fly zone, okay? It's signaling it could wreak havoc with the West electronic infrastructure experts say, man. So now's not a good time. I mean, I was planning to go out of town, cross country or whatever, or across the ocean, but the spirit ain't allowed, man. Probably because major judgments is getting ready to take place, man, as far as plane failures, man. These planes been bugging out lately, too. So it's only a matter of time for aeronautical, if that's the word, you know, one of them airplane events that happen where you might see a plane collapse out the sky and hit a football stadium or some shit. We in that time. And then they're going to blame Russia. I mean, they setting the tone right here. They're getting ready to blame Russia for whatever next major event happens. Russia, Iran, China, and its allies. The so-called axis of evil. I believe George Bush Jr. gave them that name. So it's just long overdue for this third world war to, fully kick off. Because it has kicked off, but it's like in the warm-up stage. We just waiting for first, second, third, fourth quarter of World War III. Okay. So this is on the Business Insider, which this is a major publication. All right. So let me get this precept, man. And it's got a lot of, look at this. This how you know Esau fucking with the views. I know I'm segueing topics, but how the hell the brother got 70 likes and 96 views? What sense does that make? Even in Esau's analytics, they say only 1% of the people that watches your video, end up hitting the like button. Only 1%, man. So if only 1% of the people like the view or like the videos, I say like the view, but like the video, that means the real number is closer to like 7,000 people probably watch this, 10,000 people, things of that nature, man. Okay. Well, at least 1,000 people, minimum 1,000. But Esau, he's the devil, so you got to play these number games on Jake, man. It seems like, okay, nobody watching this. We irrelevant, we incompetent, we, all the I words you can think of, man, that are negative. But, hey, your skirt's getting lifted, man. Because we are a shadow man, okay? So it's this Black Swan event, and that Black Swan event is an unforeseen event, man. That they ain't see coming. This is Joel 2-1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion. The Zion means holy monument, all right? And that's talking about Israel, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Israelite foreigners who look like the other nations, but their forefathers' lineage descends from such that I mentioned. So-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, right? So, that's what we're doing. We're sounding the alarm. This video is an alarm. Like, okay, look, before all hell breaks loose or in the same time, you'll have blackouts, man. And we're approaching the cooler months, man. So a blackout in the cooler months would be very, very deadly. Let's say a blackout happened in November or late October. That's when you start to see your breath in the air. You breathe and then you see that little vapor coming out your mouth. That normally happens somewhere around, in this area, mid to late October. You start seeing your breath. That's when the temperature starts dropping to like 40-something degrees at night, things of that nature. So let a blackout happen when it's 40 degrees outside, which 40 isn't terribly cold. But if it's windy, hell yeah, it's going to feel cold than a bitch. All right. It's times where it snowed in October, man. Okay. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh his hand. Yet the day of the Lord is very, very near. You got Project 2025 on both sides, the Democrats and the Republicans. The brothers just uploaded the screenshot of the elite saying some shit about 6 billion are supposed to be unalived in 2025, man. 6 billion people, man. Supposed to get clipped one way or another. All right. So that's good news, man. Cause I'm sick of this shit anyways. I don't have like my energy level when it comes to this society is very, very low. Of course, I got good energy when it comes to myself and doing this work. But when it comes to this day-to-day monkey rat race, really it's they say it's a rat race, really it's a monkey race. Okay. It's a big joke, man. Circus monkey race, okay? It's designed for sellouts to stay on top and the real to suffer, man, okay? That even the phone chimed in on that one, okay? And it says, a day of darkness. So, it's going to be evil time. You look at that darkness saying evil time, then you're going to have literal darknesses out here too. Because let's say a blackout are happening in Chicago or New York or Las Vegas. It'll be very, very dark in those environments because those are big cities, especially New York and Chicago. They're big cities and they rely on the grid. Imagine grid down. Imagine, especially New York, Chicago, all them tall ass buildings. Someone's in an elevator and they just trapped in that bitch. Unless the Lord can send an angel to break them out, but they just trapped in that hole. You're gonna have a lot of people starving and eating each other in these elevators in these abandoned buildings, because that's what's gonna happen when the blackout becomes permanent. People gonna flee these buildings because guess what? The food's gonna rot and food's gonna spoil. That causes illnesses, man, to be in that environment. Flies and maggots and shit everywhere with your rotten food. Because your refrigerator gonna go wild. Guess what? The first thing's gonna go is your food that's in the fridge, man. Right? Ain't gonna be no sanitation department. You ain't gonna see the niggas riding on the back of a trash truck, clearing out your trash in your neighborhoods no more. That's just about to be in the past. You're just gonna see trash piled up on the streets. It's gonna be so much trash, you ain't gonna be able to pass through certain roadways, man. This is gonna be trash and dead bodies everywhere. Okay, stink, dead animals. It's gonna stink, man. And the gloominess and the day of clouds and thick darkness as the morning spread upon the mountains. A great people and a strong, there have not been ever the like, neither shall there be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. All right, so you had this Lead the World Behind movie come out that shows you darkness. You had a Blackout little movie that came out on, I want to say Tubi or one of them little ass bug out stations and shit, man. Those little third party stations or apps. It's gonna be a time like no other. And only the Lord is gonna be able to deliver the elect, man, through what's about to happen, man. Even the prophet Ezra said, woe is me, man. I might as well get that, man. Because he's seen visions of the end times, man. Which the military grid, that'll be on. But the public grid, that'll be the grid that they take away, okay? Trying to get to Ezra's, man. So, you got this woe is me. Spirit's gonna be on steroids in that day, man. Especially those that know they Israelites. The second Ezra's, but they not doing the right thing in the Lord's eyes, man. They ain't a part of the elect, ultimately. says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days, man. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings. That's a great sorrow, a great mourning, no electricity. Here it is, you've been living your whole life where everything revolved around electricity. If you was born, especially if you was born my age and maybe a little bit older than me, if you was born like in the 1960s and 1970s, I was born in the 80s. If you was born around that timeline and younger, so meaning you 1990s, 2000, your whole life was based on electricity, man. You don't know how electricity works. Like 99.9% of people don't know how electricity works. They don't know the difference between a red and a black wire. But your whole life, depends on it. Your cell phone, your car, your house, your this, your that, your entertainment, your exercise equipment. Everything depends on electricity, right? In this society. And it's going to be taken away just like that. And then it's going to be extended. It's not going to be for a few days or a few weeks. It's going to be extended, man. Okay. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars. Yeah, that's what a blackout will cause famine. You know what I mean? Because these truck drivers, they reel in the foods in these grocery stores. That's what the grocery stores ain't gonna have power to goddamn house your food, store your food, man. Before it comes to your table, your dinner plate, or your restaurant. Because you got certain people, especially Jake, man, they don't cook nothing. They just go out and eat junk food, man, microwave food, things of that nature. Okay. Beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars and the powers. Yeah, these ruling class elites on down, your presidents, your mayors, your governors, and so forth. So stand in fear, the beginning of evils, even you cops, right? Because you got power in this society. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come, man? So we know what we gonna do. We gonna call on Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. When all these things come to pass, man. When it hits, and you like, oh shit, we here. That's what we gonna take. Like, oh shit, we are here. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. All right. So, hey, man, these scourges, these are punishments, man. Okay. Jump down to 22. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine. So famine and pestilence. That's gonna be a lot of you people's deaths, man, before the missiles ultimately hit America, man. But famine and pestilence, man, they hand in hand. It's gonna be a fan of the word too. I say they do the blackout, black swan event. Guess what? We ain't gonna be on the highways and hedges prophesying, man. You gonna watch you people bug out, man. And the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy, man. So, hey, man, it's about to go live. It's about to go crazy out here, man. All right. Because the ultimate sword is the missiles. For you preppers and shit that got your food stocked up and you in your bunker, guess what? You just gonna be waiting on your missile. Okay. Or if you're in a FEMA camp or whatever, you just gonna be waiting on your missile, eating your rations and shit. And also people gonna be kicking down your doors and finding your food, man, and killing you that way, man. For you people that's stocked up, man. And the dead shall be cast out as dung. They showed you that in the latest Walking Dead, The Last of Us. So much dead bodies, they had to bury them, and then some of them, they just burnt them, man. They just put them in a pit and just burnt to death. There shall be no, man. That's going to be one of the top jobs in that day for you niggas that always need a job, man. A grave digger. It's going to be a highly in demand field, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted and the city shall be cast down. Okay, so hey man, this whole chapter, this whole Ezra is good, man. So hey man, I'm gonna end it there. So hey man, just stay strong out here until next time. Shalom.